Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. I'm James.
And I'm Grace. Thank you for listening today.
Today's topic is serious, but very important. We are going to talk about the war between Ukraine and Russia, and also about recent U.S. military actions toward Iran.
Yes, these topics may sound difficult, but don't worry. We will use simple English. If you are an English learner, you can listen, pause, and repeat.
That's right. And remember, understanding world news helps you understand English in real life. Grace, let's start with Ukraine and Russia. This war started in 2022, right?
Yes. In February 2022, Russia began a large military invasion of Ukraine.
Many people were shocked. Before that, there was already tension between the two countries.
That's correct. The tension began years earlier. In 2014, Russia took control of Crimea, which used to belong to Ukraine.
So the conflict did not start suddenly. It slowly grew over time.
Yes, some experts say it was like a small fire that later became a big fire.
When the war started in 2022, many countries supported Ukraine. The United States and European countries sent money, weapons, and supplies.
But they did not send soldiers directly, right?
Right? They wanted to support Ukraine, but they also wanted to avoid a larger war.
Because if NATO countries fight Russia directly, it could become a world war.
Exactly. That is what many leaders are afraid of. Let's explain some important words.
Good idea.
Invasion means when one country's army enters another country by force.
Sanctions means economic punishment. For example, stopping trade or freezing money.
The US and Europe placed many sanctions on Russia.
Yes, they tried to hurt Russia's economy instead of fighting directly.
Grace, why do you think this war is important to the world?
First, Ukraine produces a lot of wheat and food. When the war started, food prices went up around the world.
Yes, I remember. Even in the US, grocery prices increased.
Second, energy prices also went up. Europe depends on Russian gas.
So the war affected not only the two countries, but many others.
Exactly. War in one place can affect the whole world.
Grace, this reminds me of an American proverb, all's fair in love and war.
That's an interesting one. What does it mean?
It means that in love and war, people sometimes do extreme things to win.
So it suggests that rules are not always followed?
Yes. It means when people want to win very badly, they may break normal rules.
Do you know where this proverb comes from?
The idea is very old. It became popular in English in the 1500s and 1600s. It reflects the reality that war is often cruel and unfair.
But today, many people believe war should still follow international laws.
Yes, like the Geneva Conventions.
So even if the proverb says all is fair, modern society tries to create rules.
That's a very important point.
James, sometimes when I watch the news about Ukraine, I feel sad.
Me too. Many families lost their homes.
And many soldiers on both sides died.
War always brings suffering.
That's why many people hope for peace talks.
Now, let's talk about another serious topic, recent U.S. military actions toward Iran.
Yes. The United States and Iran have had tension for many years.
Especially about nuclear programs.
Right. The U.S. worries that Iran may develop nuclear weapons.
Recently, there were military strikes related to groups supported by Iran.
The U.S. said the strikes were in response to attacks on American forces.
Iran criticized these actions.
Yes, and that increased tension in the Middle East.
Let's explain military strike.
It means a limited attack, usually with missiles or air force.
Not a full war, but a targeted action.
Exactly.
Welcome back. Let's go deeper into this topic. Grace, why do you think wars continue for so long?
That's a big question. I think one reason is pride. Leaders don't want to look weak.
Yes. If a country stops fighting, some people may say they lost.
Another reason is security. Countries say they are protecting their future.
So both sides believe they are, right?
Often, yes. Each side tells a different story.
That makes peace very difficult. Let's talk about American opinions. Not everyone in the U.S. agrees about helping Ukraine.
That's true. Some Americans say the U.S. should support Ukraine strongly.
They believe democracy must be protected.
Yes. They worry that if Russia wins, other countries may feel encouraged to use force.
But others disagree.
Right. Some people say the U.S. already spends too much money overseas.
They think the government should focus more on problems inside America.
Like inflation, healthcare, and jobs.
So the country is divided.
Yes, and division is common in democracies.
How does the media affect people's opinions?
Media is very powerful. News channels may show different perspectives.
Some focus on Ukraine's suffering.
Others focus on the cost to American taxpayers.
So depending on what you watch, your opinion may change.
Exactly. That's why critical thinking is important.
Now let's return to Iran. Why has the U.S. had tension with Iran for so many years?
The tension goes back to 1979.
The Iranian Revolution?
Yes. After that, the relationship changed dramatically.
And there was the hostage crisis.
Correct. American diplomats were held in Iran for more than a year.
That event deeply affected American public opinion.
Since then, trust between the two countries has been very low.
Let's explain something important. Nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapons are extremely powerful bombs.
If Iran develops nuclear weapons, some countries feel threatened.
That's why there was a nuclear agreement in 2015.
Yes. The deal limited Iran's nuclear program.
But later, the U.S. left the agreement.
And tension increased again. Grace, this situation reminds me of another saying. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
I've heard that before. What does it mean?
It means if people keep taking revenge, everyone suffers.
So if one country attacks and the other attacks back, it never ends.
Exactly. The saying is often connected to Mahatma Gandhi.
It teaches us that revenge does not bring peace.
Instead, it creates more pain.
Sometimes we talk about war like it's just politics.
Yes, numbers and strategies.
But behind those numbers are real people.
Families, children, parents.
In Ukraine, many children had to leave their homes.
In the Middle East, civilians also live in fear when tension rises.
War is not only about governments. It affects everyday life.
Some people worry about a bigger war.
Yes, especially when powerful countries are involved.
Russia has nuclear weapons.
The United States also has nuclear weapons.
That makes the situation more serious.
Because if nuclear weapons are used, the damage would be catastrophic.
That's why leaders try to be careful.
James, what is diplomacy?
Diplomacy means solving problems through discussion instead of fighting.
Talking instead of shooting.
Exactly.
Even when countries disagree strongly, they can still communicate.
That communication can prevent misunderstandings.
And sometimes misunderstandings cause wars.
Grace, do you think war is sometimes necessary?
That's difficult. Some people say war is necessary for self-defense.
Like when a country is attacked?
Yes, but many people believe war should be the last choice.
After all, peaceful options are tried.
Because once war begins, it is hard to control.
Let's review some useful phrases from today.
Long-standing tension,
Military strike,
economic sanctions,
nuclear agreement.
peace talks.
Try to repeat them slowly.
You can pause this episode and practice speaking.
Welcome back again. Grace, I want to talk about something modern social media.
Yes, social media plays a big role in today's wars.
In the past, people watched war on television news.
Now, people see videos on their phones almost immediately.
Soldiers, civilians, even leaders post messages online.
That changes how people understand war.
Sometimes we see real videos from the battlefield.
But sometimes we see misinformation.
Let's explain that word. Misinformation means false or incorrect information.
Yes, it can spread very quickly online.
And people may believe it without checking.
That can increase anger and fear.
When people see videos of destruction, they feel strong emotions.
Yes, sadness, anger, fear.
Strong emotions can influence political opinions.
For example, some people may demand stronger military action.
Others may demand immediate peace talks.
Social media does not always show the full picture.
It often shows short clips, not full explanations. Let's talk more about the economy.
War is very expensive.
Countries spend billions of dollars on weapons and defense.
That money could be used for schools, hospitals, or infrastructure.
In the US, some people question the cost of helping other countries.
Yes, they ask. Who pays for this?
Usually taxpayers.
That's why war becomes a domestic political issue.
The war between Ukraine and Russia affected energy markets.
Yes, because Russia exports oil and natural gas.
When supply becomes uncertain, prices go up.
Higher energy prices increase transportation costs.
And that increases food prices.
So even people far away feel the impact.
Grace, let's try something interesting. Let's imagine two different viewpoints.
Okay,
Viewpoint 1. A person believes the U.S. must be strong and protect allies.
they might say, if we don't help now, bigger problems will come later.
Yes, they believe strength prevents future war.
Now, viewpoint 2. A person believes the U.S. should avoid foreign conflicts.
They might say, we should solve our own problems first.
Exactly. Both viewpoints have logic.
That's why these topics are complicated.
There is another important word, escalation.
Escalation means a situation becomes more serious or violent.
For example, if one country sends more weapons, the other may respond,
That can create a cycle.
and the conflict becomes bigger.
Sometimes I wonder how ordinary people in Russia feel.
Yes, not everyone supports war.
But speaking against the government can be dangerous.
The same is true in many countries during wartime,
War can limit freedom of speech.
and it creates fear inside society.
History shows us that wars often start with small conflicts.
And sometimes leaders believe war will be short
But many wars last longer than expected.
because once fighting begins, emotions become strong.
And compromise becomes difficult.
James, some listeners may ask, what can we do?
Good question. We may not control governments.
But we can stay informed.
We can check information carefully.
We can support humanitarian aid.
And we can promote peaceful discussion. Let's practice a few sentences.
Repeat after us.
War affects the whole world.
Peace requires communication.
Revenge creates more suffering.
Diplomacy is better than violence.
Say them slowly.
Feel the rhythm of the sentence.
Grace, do you think these conflicts will end soon?
It's hard to predict. Wars depend on politics, economy, and leadership.
And sometimes unexpected events change everything.
Yes. A new agreement, a new leader, or international pressure.
We can only hope for peaceful solutions. Welcome back. In this part, I want to talk about strategy. Grace, what does strategy mean?
Strategy means a long-term plan to reach a goal.
In war, strategy is very important.
Yes. Leaders think about geography, resources, and alliances.
For example, Ukraine's location is very important.
Because it is between Russia and Europe.
And it has access to the Black Sea.
Control of land and sea routes can change the balance of power.
Another key word is alliance.
An alliance is when countries agree to support each other.
NATO is an example.
Yes. NATO members promise to defend each other.
That promise can prevent war.
But it can also increase tension if one side feels threatened.
Grace, how do young people today see war?
Many young people are more connected to the world through the internet.
They can see real stories from people in war zones.
So they may feel more emotional and involved.
Some young people strongly support human rights.
Yes. And they often organize online campaigns.
But others feel tired of constant bad news.
That's called news fatigue.
Too much negative information can affect mental health. Grace, can I ask you something directly?
Of course.
Do you think strong military power keeps peace?
That's complicated. Some people believe strength prevents attacks.
Like showing you are ready to defend yourself?
Yes. It can discourage enemies.
But what is the risk?
The risk is misunderstanding. If one country builds more weapons, others may feel afraid.
And then they build more weapons too.
Exactly. That can create an arms race.
An arms race means countries compete to build more weapons.
Which increases tension instead of reducing it.
We talked about money before, but let's go deeper.
War affects not only soldiers, but also future generations.
Because governments borrow money to pay for war.
And future citizens must repay that debt.
So war is not only a present cost, but also a future cost.
Yes. That is something many people forget.
Leadership is very important during war.
Yes. Leaders must make difficult decisions.
Sometimes they must choose between bad and worse.
That is why leadership requires wisdom.
And calm thinking. Not only emotion.
Even in difficult times, there are peace efforts.
Yes. Diplomats continue to meet and talk.
International organizations try to create dialogue.
Sometimes peace talks fail.
But sometimes small agreements lead to bigger ones.
Peace often takes time. Let's review today's keywords.
Strategy.
Alliance.
Escalation.
Arms race.
Diplomacy.
Sanctions.
Ceasefire.
Ceasefire means stopping fighting temporarily.
Try to repeat each word slowly.
Grace, after talking about all this, how do you feel?
I feel serious, but also hopeful.
Why hopeful?
Because humans also have the ability to forgive and rebuild.
History shows that after wars, countries can cooperate again.
Germany and France are a good example.
Yes, former enemies can become partners. Before we end this episode, let's summarize.
We talked about the Ukraine and Russia war.
We discussed U.S. tension with Iran,
We explained important vocabulary.
and we shared war-related proverbs.
We also talked about media, economy, and young people.
War is complex. It involves history, politics, fear, and power.
But at the center are human lives.
That is something we should never forget.
No matter which country we come from.
If you are learning English, serious topics like this help you grow.
Because real-world English is not always simple or happy.
Try to listen again.
Pause after each sentence.
Repeat out loud.
Even if your pronunciation is not perfect.
Remember the proverb we shared earlier?
An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
Peace begins with understanding.
Thank you for listening today.
If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe.
Listen again and practice speaking with us.
The more you listen, the more natural your English will become.
We will see you in the next episode.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.